Hello there, and welcome back to International Fathers Talkshow. I'm your host and your creator, Nelson Moody Sr. I'm also your creator of International Fathers Magazine, a talk show magazine that's just like no other, one that encourages and inspires fathers to be a part of children's lives while honoring and saluting those who are already in the lives of their children. We just got through hearing Danielle Johns, Hello Dad, featuring his father, Ryland John. I had permission to use this song in any way, shape, form, or fashion that I choose to do so, as long as it promotes positive fatherhood, positive imageries, in connection, in conjunction with International Fathers Talk Show, International Fathers Magazine, and anything International Fathers attached to. This is the magazine. This is April issue 2019. I've had a little bit of circumstances that have prevented after issues of that magazine, but 2020 I'm going to come on strong. I forgot to tell you to mention the fact that I'm also the author of 4 books about fatherhood. First book is When a Judge Can't Judge, My Nightmare of the Court System in Baltimore, Maryland. When a Judge Can't Judge, Part 2, The Conclusion. This is a true story based in Baltimore City, Maryland, how I represented myself to the Supreme Court just to be a part of my son's life. It went on from 1996 to 2001. I went before, it was like maybe 12 to 14 different judges. And each time I went to these judges, I was able to talk like it was an attorney because I was representing myself. But I saw a lack of knowledge from these judges who went to school to get law degrees. My stuff was always tight and was always right. But based upon those 2 books right there, I wrote a screenplay. 34 people involved. 34 people involved in this screenplay right here. I didn't stop there. I filmed a documentary called When a Judge Can't Judge. And you can see this also on YouTube under Nelson Moody Sr. Just type in When a Judge Can't Judge. A true story. Wow. Represent yourself to Supreme Court just to be a part of your son's life, just to be a part of your child's life. You know, the Supreme Court don't hear cases of no visitation, no child custody. They hear corporate stuff. Big major lawsuits. Why was my case in going towards that way? First of all, the master and judges after her believe allegations that were upon me about child abuse. Never proven, never heard of. The police records show child abuse happened on the opposing side. My hats off to the Baltimore City Police Department Crime Unit, 1996. This event happened on October the 3rd, 1996. My son was assaulted. Fast forward November the 11th, the case went to Circuit Court up on North Avenue, North and Hartford Road. And the opposing side had the case in all process. And all process means we have enough evidence to convict you, but we won't. This is what I like. Men are loving, caring parents too. This book talks about a relationship between a man and his child or children while they're still in the womb. Throughout their life, up to about 18 to 21 years old. Talk about our involvement, doctor's appointments, the educational part, the bites, the talks, the quotes, everything that fathers do in reference to their children, this book talks about. You know why? Because men are loving, caring parents too. This book right here, I call this my blueprint. A father's self-representation. Hosea 4 and 6. Eliminating the middleman, the attorney. In this book right here, this is my blueprint right here. The first chapter of this book, I tell you all the legal terms that you will use in family law. In the second chapter, I break these terms down to where a 10-year-old child can understand them. So if a 10-year-old child can understand them, why couldn't the attorneys that I was going against, the judges couldn't understand it? Tell me why. I even have mock court cases of how your case could look going up to the Supreme Court. I have arguments in there, written arguments in there, cases of how it could actually look going through the court system. What attorneys go to school for 4 years for law, I learned in an hour. University of Baltimore up on Charles and Mount Royal. That's where the librarian showed me how to do that. Fast forward it, I'm tying it into International Fathers because God's will and purpose for my life is to bridge fathers and children internationally. As you know my story, I never had my dad in my life. But that's a different story right there. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at Nelson Moody Sr. I'm on Twitter at INT Fathers with an S. You can even Google me for more information about my books and about my work. My books are also available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble's, Books A Million. You know what? Y'all talking about doing all these reboots and these remakes of all these movies. This is the most inspiring story you will ever read. You will ever read about how far in the judicial system a father went just to be a part of his son's life. Paramount, Disney, Universal, Lionsgate, everybody out there, producers, film producers, directors, Hollywood, Atlanta. This is the movie for 2020. Fathers, call your children, and children call their fathers. Fathers, hug those children, and children hug those fathers. Until next time.